Welcome in, Rose. And with that, wrong button. Let's switch scenes. So before we officially begin, I am recording because I want to do a quick bit for the YouTubers before the stream actually starts. So y'all get to watch. Or listen, you know. Alright, we are here. I have made my to-do list, as you see in the background. And the very first thing on the list is make a planning room. Well, that's actually going to be an entire workshop. And if you look outside, I have started. I've also just noticed that my mic indicator is on the screen, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm about to start the stream. And we are going to get ready to design this minigame. Okay, that's the recording bit done. Yes, thank you very much for the lurk. I think I said that. Sip my water before we start. All right, here we go. Stream time. So yeah, if you didn't catch that, the plan today is I've got a huge building over there. Hey, Knight, thank you very much for the Prime sub. 27 months. Have we even been streaming for that long? Wow. Anyways, where was I? Lost my train of thought there. Oh, you're right. You're right. It just took me a while to get affiliate. And I think I was using the Prime sub part of the time as well. So there's that too. But yeah, back to this. So that's going to be a workshop. It's not finished, but I want to start designing the mini game. And along with that, I'm going to do a couple of little utilities sort of things to help me. And we're going to take advantage of some of the new game features, specifically these guys. So this right here is a copper golem, and he is looking for items. He has found no items. He also is looking for places to put items. He hasn't found those either. So let's give him some chests, and we're also we're gonna move this. Don't get too confused. It's all right. We are going to put some chests here. Gonna move this. Don't worry, we're not leaving him in the dark. But we're going to give him places to put things. And I don't want too much of this window covered. In there, please. Oh, nope. Don't get too excited. I need to see if this works first. So we're gonna put this here. Can you reach it? Yes. Yes, you can. And he takes the items out. And then he looks in a chest and says, hey, can I put them in here? And yes, he can. Now, I'm gonna put a couple of these around. But the intent here is I'm not the most organized person. You may have noticed. I also, though, plan to use an awful lot of redstone materials. So while I don't want everything to be in these chests, I do want quite a lot of it. So, for example, and I'll need some item frames as well. But let's say I want, redstone in there. And I'll probably put, do I have, hang on. Repeaters and torches and things. But I'm going to have a lot of redstone eventually. Put repeaters and the comparators in there. Put the torches in here with the redstone, because that makes sense to me. Those guys in there. And hoppers and containers in here. That guy in there. Along with these, I think. Not that one. And yes, I will label these. Also, for those who don't know, I did accidentally sleep, so trying not to anymore. Let's see. Messed up on a shape. I have not crocheted, but I understand your pain in messing up the shapes. Put the lanterns in there too, actually. And then dispensers, crafters, droppers. Let's see. I'm going to put dispensers and droppers in there. I'm actually going to put crafters in there too, because again, that makes sense to me. Put observers in here. Yep. These are containers, so they go in there. And then over here, I'm going to put some of our more component-ish stuff, like the raw copper, iron. I think even these guys. I don't know how many I'm going to need. Committed to the bits. Yep. Gotta commit. Rails there. Ah, that's brutal. I feel your pain. Let's see. All right, so for now, I'm going to put these with that. Actually, I might have enough items that I don't need to spread them out this much. That's kind of backwards how we normally think of it, but... What was the other thing I pulled up? These. So now, just shove all of this in there, and he should sort it out for us. I did not put furnaces anywhere. Let's see. That'll do. And I still have 2 shulker boxes, so when I need to go somewhere and do a project, I can pick up the shulkers. I think I'll leave these in here for now. But yeah, he will sort everything else. He will sort everything out for us. Now I'm probably going to do different sorting stations in other places, but for now, that's all that I need sorted. And in case you're wondering, these are spread out because I am creeper paranoid when I'm building. Okay, now one of these has leather in it, but I don't know which one because I am that kind of organized. It might all be downstairs, come to think of it. I think it's all downstairs. But hey, I can sort some stuff. Ooh, we should take this out too, actually. We will need that. Also that. Anything else? Nope. The crochet horrors. Oh, yeah, ReachConf is coming up. I keep forgetting that's a thing. You know, some of these things I think have not been sorted yet. There we go. Now to go find my leather. Don't worry, this bit won't take long. Howdy, engineer. Welcome in. And yes, she is feverishly working. I have every confidence that she will succeed. See, anything else I need from here? No. All right. Lovely little slap on the face on the way up. Now, on the way, but the first thing on our list, well, these aren't exactly ordered. Announce the next game, I guess, is the thing. So this is going to be kind of like Played Up, Hungry Hermits, that kind of thing, but more Minecraft-ish. I'm not doing food, I'm just doing regular crafting recipes. And I have a little bit of a different angle that I want to take on it. Oops, wrong button. As for the palette, I'm going to skip that for now because I need to design the actual technical bits. And I'm not entirely sure where to start because these things all kind of tie together. But I think I'm going to try to start with this. Now, that is probably a vague name to people just who aren't me, I guess. But the idea there is I have items that I'm going to present to the user, and the user will need to figure out how to use the automatic crafting system to turn those items into the thing that the system is requesting. And from there, there will be additional items that come later. So, for example, if you start with iron ingots, you might be requested to make iron nuggets or iron blocks. And then later, you might be requested to make chests with wood. And then sometime after that, it might say, well, I need you to make hoppers now. So that's the kind of chain that we're going for here. I know I've got these probably somewhere else, but I do not have enough leather. So let's see. I think those are going to be obvious. That's going to be lighting here. Since I can only label some of them, I'm labeling the ones that I'm most likely to forget. Let's see. And yeah, we'll go ahead and label this one. Oh, probably not with the only piece of redstone dust in there, though. There we go. Howdy, Shield. Welcome in. Believe it or not, I'm actually organizing things. With some help, of course. What should we name him? I think we need to name the copper golem. Whoever's feeling creative, toss out some ideas. Okay, we will go ahead and put the chest monster here. Jeeves. Golmy. Back. That's a horrible name. That was an interesting effect. Hey, Rose, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Which, yeah, it shows up in different places at different times. That was really weird. I heard it, then saw it, and then saw it in chat. But yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, the first item selector. So let me see if I can get some visuals going. Where are? Iron blocks. These guys. You're welcome. I hate ads. That's fair. That's fair. I do not blame anybody who subs just to get rid of ads. Alright, I'm also going to get some barrels just because I want to... Yeah, see, I definitely need more. More labels. Right, so actually I'm going to put this one further back. So the idea is you would receive this, and it would tell you to produce either this or this. And then separately, I will take care of that in a minute. Well, I guess there would only be two here. Separately, you would receive this, and you would be expected to produce this. And then at some point down the line, there might be other stuff. But let's just worry about the first level. So what we need to do is make a system that will let us pick which of these items are available. And I think the simplest thing is just to say, enable one at a time and not so much worry about the fact that it's the first one, but just think about, is it enabled or is it not? Because if we only have... Oops. Sorry, 1 second. One of my settings is wrong. There we go. So if we only think about whether or not it's enabled, and then the first time we enable something, there is only one. And then we'll have to have a way to say that derived items can only be asked for, requested, if both of the things that are needed are there. But again, I'm not so much worried about that at the moment. I'm also wondering, in some cases, like, do we even want to take logs to Dark Oak? Because you can do those in your inventory, but that's a separate question. So maybe what we would actually do is start with nuggets and then produce ingots, and then later produce iron, or blocks, rather. Yeah, that actually makes more sense to me. And then over here, let's not start with the logs. We'll start with the planks. And just for the sake of having something there, we'll say doors, which cannot be produced in your tiny crafting bench here. I'm glad we had this talk. This actually makes a lot more sense to me. Here, let me move these so that it also makes sense to me. So that becomes that, and that becomes that. And the great thing about this is a lot of these items are recyclable. So I can just throw them back into the input when I'm done. Doors, not so much, but that's okay. Right, so if we're assuming we've only got these two items, I think what we should do is essentially make a sorter. So let's get some hoppers. Already got barrels. Then some of these. Repeaters and whole stack. Might as well. And then grab some blocks to build on. Now, these are only temporary blocks. Don't worry, I'm not actually building out of raw andesite. But let's see. We've got... Come on. Something like this. Come on. Correct clicks, please. Go. So yeah, standard item filter here. And then we want to have these out a little bit. That way we don't interfere with the redstone. We'll have to prime all these bottom hoppers, but that's okay. And then, yeah. Here, we use andesite for the blocker item. Okay. I'm assuming the building was not constructed in the last 14 minutes. You are correct, ma'am. Welcome in, Fire. Yeah, so I actually built this last night in preparation for the stream. If you can believe it, I actually prepared for a stream. Please be impressed. It was a big effort for me. Go. Oh, that's not enough. Right, so in case you're not familiar with this design, I think most people have probably at least seen it. You've got a hopper here with a comparator coming out of it, and you've got this specific setup where 4 of the slots are blocked, and then the first one has the item that you want to sort. So if you put items in here, it'll drain, but it'll only drain down to a particular point, right? So you'll see it left one in here. If I put one more, it drains back down to 41. The one that was in here moves, and then another one goes into here. And the reason is this redstone line with that particular number of items will power this with one more, which, thanks to the repeater, powers this block, which turns off this torch that is on that block. And this block while it's on, or sorry, this torch while it's on, is powering this block, which disables this hopper. Don't worry if you didn't get all that. There are much better tutorials on the internet than I could create for you. But the important thing is, you do have to make sure that you have 41 items here or enough blocker items that it doesn't jam up. We might be taking an emergency trip here. All right, we interrupt the stream for a special announcement. Let's see. I'm not worried about getting it. I know an IT/redstone guy. I hope you're not talking about me. Just burn a few rockets getting there faster. Five-minute timer and all that, you know? Howdy, engineer. South. The wrong button. Oh no, what direction am I facing? F3 is all wrong. I'm just going to follow him and hope he's correct. Also, did I mute myself? I did not. Okay, just making sure. Hello?
Hi, next island over.
Oh, is it this huge raid farm? Let's see. Oh, look. It's a splatter. All right, rescue the elytra. Hello? I have some things for you.
Thank you.
Do you mind if I keep one of these ominous bottles?
You may have it.
That everything? I don't have a lot of rockets on me, but just so you can get back up.
That's fine. I've got more in my ender chest. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
It's the important stuff.
Yeah. I might have wanted to make sure nothing didn't despawn. I'm streaming, so I'm going to let Engineer help you with cleanup.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries. All right. I don't know if you heard any of that, Engineer. I got the essential items, but I didn't check to see if there's more monsters around. All right. Hey, Papu, welcome in. So we have just completed an ad hoc rescue mission, and now I am out of rockets, and I need to go to the shopping district anyways to get some leather so I can finish labeling everything. So for those who weren't here for the beginning of the stream, I am sip of tea redeem. Don't mind if I do. Thank you very much. It is Earl Grey, honey, but no milk today. But yeah, I am designing a new mini game, and I'm also putting together a little bit of a item sorter with the new copper golems. But I ran out of item frames and leather, and I've heard there might be some in here. Ah, there it is. Perfect. And one of these also has my rockets. There we go. Is that the right box? It is. Let's see. 1 diamond per stack. We will make sure that it is worth our trip. Anything else I need while I'm here? Magma? Not those. Okay, that'll do. All right. Back to the work site. Don't worry, it's a fairly short trip. Oh, you know what? Actually, before I leave, let me see if he's got more redstone over here. Bottles. Sticks. Spider eyes. Hey, redstone. 6 diamonds a stack. Oh, you know what? I think I happen to have 6 diamonds lying around. And I am sure I will need more redstone. Need any mud? I don't think so at the moment. But I was... wait, I'm going the wrong way. I was considering how I was going to do, like, the paths and things. So, I might actually use some for that. And let me stop rushing and smashing my face. So Rose, don't answer if you if it would take your concentration too much, but I wonder, is any of it reusable, or is it just you have to start from 0? Okay, we are back. And of course my bed is over there. But hey, I have a bed now. Right. So far, we built an item sorter. So let me go grab stuff again. I do need some of those. Wait. Gotta remember, I can't take all of them out, or the golem will get confused. Wait. I'm supposed to be labeling things. I should do that first so I don't have to look through them like that. Aha. Big brains, Denolid. And it looks like I'm actually out of sticks. That's okay. That is a solvable problem. That's it, really? Man, these things take a lot of sticks. I see the message. Give me a second here. Let's see. Have to start from 0 because I don't remember what size hook I use. Oh. Oh, that's brutal. We're just going to take the ones that are already there. Save him a little bit of trouble, too. And in here... Funnily enough, the crafters are actually, I think, the easiest thing to get out of that. Actually, you know what? I'd rather use the button, or, yeah, lever. There we go. Okay, now... Now, this chest isn't really just quartz. It's miscellaneous components for things. So I'm okay putting those in there. I think for me, though, it is kind of emblematic of what I'm doing. And then, yeah, we'll put packed ice for that. And of course, if we need more chests, we can do that. So we'll take our andesite and now see how this is going to help us out. Get on top of here. So the idea here is you'd only ever have 0 or 1 items in here, which means that we will also need a drainage system, which itself will need to be disabled. For the sake of space, I'm going to assume I can do it this way. Right. So now, if we put 1 more of those in there, it lights that up. And if we put One more of those in there. It lights the other side up. Okay. Now, I'm going to start with the iron recipes because they are simple. I missed it. What automated? I guess Night already did something to it because I didn't even see anything automod. Sorry about that. Alright, so we have iron enabled, and that means that we can go off and do our recipes. I'm assuming that that piece is going to work. Now we need a way to basically re-disable everything. I think this will be easier if I use target blocks. That is weird. You'll notice that drain down there. But this doesn't need to be a very long pulse. We just have something like this. And then other way. Okay. Just want to know, is that long enough? It is not. There we go. It went down into this, which that is actually fine because on the next one, it'll get into the barrel here. And then we'll have hoppers here, and it'll be kind of the same thing. So we have a thing here. We trigger that. It goes down to here. The other one goes into here. And it is locked here. But as soon as we put a chest under that and fire this again, come on. As soon as we put a chest under here and fire that again, it will unlock this and let it move. And in fact, we could even do it like this. If we had, say, something like that. Right. So now, just for the sake of it, I'm going to put 4 of these in there. We toggle once. It goes to 3. One of them's here. Twice. 2. And we've got 1 here and 1 here, which has been taken out to here. And the reason it doesn't stop here is all to do with, like, hopper order and stuff, but it doesn't really matter. So, another time, it's there, it's there, it's not there, it is there. And it moved by 1. Then when we trigger it again, it's now in there. There's probably, yep, there's another one in there, 1 there, and 1 there. So as this triggers, it will keep moving them farther and further along until they're all in that barrel at the end. Alternatively, we can make that longer. And then, when we do just 1, it looks like... I expected that to do more. Interesting. Well, good to know. 2 and 4 are the same. Let's see. Is Twitch sensitive about firearms? I think it depends on the context in which you mention them. I don't think there's any prohibition against talking about them. But, I mean, any moderation system nowadays tends to be jumpy about anything. So I would not be surprised if it auto-modded something because it didn't understand the context. Yeah, the one issue here is you might end up with items being backed up after a lot of games were played. But I don't think that matters because you're not going to get everything every game. And even if you only move one item per sorter route, you're never going to get more than one item per sorter in on any given game. So I think we're good there. Now, the input here, this is not going to be it. We'll probably have to have a reset button that has a pulse limiter and yada yada yada. That's fine. But the basic idea here, I think, works. So then we would have this sort of thing on top. That just to block the hoppers. So if, for example, it says, I want to activate planks, you put a thing in here, it ends up in there, and it turns this on. In fact, let me get some lights. Oh, right. It strongly powers those. There and there. That's better. So we get that, and then we reset the system, and it goes away. And then at some point in the future, we get iron. And let's say that this time we do a little bit better. And we also end up getting the dark oak. Now both of them are on. We reset. Both of them turn off. And yeah, not everything is in here yet. But that ends up being okay because in the long run, you're never going to be able to back it up very much. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Another sip of tea. What's up, Jordan? How's it going? Actual water. Don't mind if I do. Fire, if you sell copper bulbs, I will buy them. I don't know if that was your question, but just so you know. And yes, I am drinking my Ozarka. Thank you, Jordan. Alright, so now I need the thing that actually picks what happens here. Oh, one for both or sell them separately. Do you plan on selling anything else Blaze related, like Blaze powder or ender chests? And do you plan on having a very large stock? I think those are the two questions that matter to me for that decision. Wait a minute. I don't need this. I have scaffolding. Same for you. Okay, so do not know how much space I'm going to need here, but I'll need a little bit. And I need to randomize. So oh, right, the golem name. Hang on. What do we have? Sorry, I gotta prioritize, you know? Naming things is at the top, apparently. And now I gotta find the name tag. Aha. I don't know what this name means, but Golemy the Golem it is. In fact, he's going kind of slow. He might need a buddy. And while we're back here, let's keep them shiny. Oh. Oh, right. They give you your items when you right-click them. Ah, let me out. And now... I can't hold everything. Let's see. Stock will be based on demand. Yeah, that's fair. Hang on. I'm going to have to take stuff out of my inventory so that I can hold other things. And then I'll come back and get them later. Will they check both of these? Oh, we got another name also. Hang on. There. We'll just do all of them. As I was saying, we'll just do all of them. No, 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 no. Oh, dear. Can I pick you up or something? Look, you want to go in there. Yeah. All right, which one of you has a name? You have a name. You don't. And you don't. There you go. We've used all the names. Did you know that cauldrons have a lighting glitch such they are brighter than the ambient lighting for the few frames of movement caused by pits? Ah, I did not. That's kind of weird. Come on. Wax on indeed. Right, so, now that the important stuff is done, where was I? I was moving this. So, for randomizing, this is actually pretty easy. Assuming that I only have up to 9 input items, could do something like this. The only thing is we do have to be careful. I missed it. Did I misspell it or something? I'm confused. Oh, and apparently I dropped that. Yeah, I'm confused about the shock. Yeah. I'm going to need more iron. There we go. 64 of those and 64 of those. So, again, this does only give us 9, but I think that's okay. Then yeah, we'll have to have some kind of input here. Guess I should have left that there. Yep, so it shows wood. Oh no, hang on, there's a big problem with this. It can choose wood twice. Ah. So we need a way to only choose wood if it hasn't been chosen before. Okay, I have a thought. So what we're going to do, we are going to make this longer. And for this, because it's so long, it won't matter that it's a button. It's going to drain everything. And then I do not have enough droppers. Can you... What, do I not have the dropper recipe? Oh, there it is. I don't know if you can do cobbled deep slate or blackstone or anything for those. I might have to actually go find real cobblestone. Okay, any in here? I am also, once again, going to have to mostly empty my inventory. Nope, not those. This is going to be a problem. Okay, I'll keep those for now. Actually, I'll need the redstone too. That's empty. Hey, cobblestone! First try. Like I planned it. And yeah, I think that's enough. There we go. Take some of them again. Okay. See if I can remember how to do this. So if I put that in there, right? Redstone on the fly. Never how to do that. Let's see. Only put wood in once. Yes. Have you seen the Tangler? Yes. That is a very fun little thing. I particularly like the last game. So, yeah, what I'm trying to do, Shield, is, in fact, only put things in once. Oops. But that means that I can only have one in there, which means I have to return it every time. Okay. Now, we'll just do a little something like this. Okay, so this one has already been triggered. This should trigger all three of those. And then... But I don't want to trigger that one. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to have to trigger this another time. Because it needs to go up multiple times. It's been a while since I built one of these, if you can't tell. Yeah, I think at the end, people were kind of thinking that the strategy is just... I got that right? Actually... just to do all the upgrades in rapid succession at the beginning. Or the item upgrades. Which is probably optimal. Alright, let me see. How far does this actually get it? Nothing in there currently. So I put one item in there. That gets it all the way up. Okay. I didn't actually think it would, but okay. So if I do this, put that in there, and that won't go, but you know, it'll go up to the dropper. Yeah, they both end up in there. Perfect. Alright, so it turns out I don't need this many nuggets. Didn't actually craft. There we go. You also like the wool drop? I thought that was fun to watch. I don't think I would actually want to play it. It would frustrate me. But if you would enjoy it, I also think that's fair. It's just not for me. Okay. Now... let's say we're playing the game, we start it up, it chooses one, and today it chose iron. Oh no, you lost. Everything resets. And it's back up here. Game number 2. This time it chooses wood. And you get a little bit farther, and it chooses iron, because that's the last one in here. So now, we do this. And both of them are back. Perfect. So we have, in this case, up to 9 initial items. And we'll probably need something here to say, let's see. Is there anything in here? And that's going to trigger a different system at some point in the future. Give me that. And there's something else that I want? Oh, yeah. There we go. So we run the game. We play again, or keep playing rather. Now this is off, and we can use that to gate something so that it doesn't try to trigger the system again. Nice, Rose. I am highly confident in your abilities, far more than I would be in mine on that project. So yeah, I think this is about it. At least for this particular piece. So all we really wanted to do was get the item chooser designed, and this is pretty much it. Very nice shield. Can you believe, as long as I've been playing, and as long as they've been here, I've still not actually made a raid farm? Not that I think I couldn't, but it just seems like a lot of hassle. Just so we can go in here and look at it when we want to. 20 to finish, but breaking it down a bit. Yep, that's the way to do it. That's why this project is broken down as well. Alright, so we can now choose our initial item. I'm going to go and see what else is on the list. Which, by the way, this is going to get moved in there. Additional input selector. So, this requires a little bit of explanation also. If you recall at the beginning, or for those who weren't here, I said, all right, well, you get this, it will craft into this, and then maybe later it crafts into this. Well, you can do this with one crafter. But let's say that you have both, right? You've got planks, and you also are already producing ingots. Well, you want to be able to say, based on that, I can make... Actually, here, this is a better example than the doors. Let's grab some chests. Say, all right, well, I can craft chests. Well, because I can craft this and this, I can also craft, which I don't have in my hand. Can I ask what you're making? Oh, that. What she's making, yes. Hoppers. She's not making hoppers, I am. Flying into bed produces some interesting effects. Well, at least it's not like a helix or something super intricate in that sense. Not that I think that triangles are easy, but at least they're basic geometry. No, like, single surface jar kind of things. Where can I put this? This is actually the potion ingredient box, so I'm not going to put random stuff in there. So the question is, how does it know which recipes you can and cannot do so that it can give you combined recipes? And I think... I don't even remember if this was on the list. But I think before I can even figure that question out, it has to choose recipes based on what's enabled. Did I do that? Oh, yeah. Demand chooser. Now let me make a note. So I think the demand chooser is actually what we need to do next. Oh, he wants the big one. And may the odds be ever in your favor. I'm going to drink my water and not try to think about what that would take. I don't even think I've seen anybody use that one. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. We have shelves now. What's the recipe for shelves? It is stripped logs, apparently. Okay. Interesting. Wrong direction. Interesting choice. I'm pretty sure shelves are in this one. Let's find out. Hey, look at that. Shelves. But wait, there's more. None of my walls have 3 on them. Just gonna put them over here. So, if you power the shelves, they act differently. So let's say it's 9. I want that there. I want to keep the axe, but I want that there. And then, yeah, I think you can just go, oh, it swaps the whole thing. Okay. That wasn't quite what I thought was going to happen. Okay, so I think I need something slightly different then. Hang on. And I don't think I want all of them full. Aha. That's cool. So let's see. All the things that I don't think I'm going to use regularly. Yeah, that'll work. And then oops. Oh. Not expecting that, but sure, why not? Wrong thing. Oh, that doesn't actually do it. Fine. Right, so now I can say I want droppers, observers, that, and those. Oh, right. Go. I don't know what I'd put in the last one, but check that out. And I suppose I actually do have an extra slot, but I'm going to leave that over there anyways. In fact, I'm going to put my food there. That's neat. It doesn't help me when I'm up there, but it's still neat. And it lets me get some extra items out of my hand, because I can do things like that. Okay. I am not mad at that. So I assume in this case, freehand means you're not following a pattern? Is that it? And while you're doing that, let me just figure some things out here. All right, so this is going to be the input to the next part, which lets you choose what recipes are available. And I think we're going to have to do something pretty similar. And I want to raise it up a little bit more. This is going to have to go. It's in the way. Correct. Okay. Hey, I figured out a thing, sort of. So let me think this through. Because we don't have time to finish building it anyways. At least I don't think so. So we have... Come up here and build. Shield, don't you get those from the raid farm? I thought the raid captains would give them to you. Or do you just mean that you have to use them? No, this is actually a great case for the copper bulbs. Alright, so I've got... Really? I had no idea. I thought that was going to be a gimme. There we go. So this is essentially going to be that right there. So... Yeah, see, this is what I mean about the back and forth. Would help if I had these on the correct side. And if I could reach those from up here. So we have some sort of thing here that will, I guess... Ah, that doesn't count. That makes sense. Okay, so now we have an inverter, which I'm not sure. This right here, we could actually get rid of the bulbs, I think, and just do that directly, or put them on top like this. Yeah, that works. Flying into bed. I've just realized there is a much easier way to do this. We're only simulating it after all. So these are inputs. They're either on or off. And these are going to determine whether or not an item can be requested. The problem is if we do something like that, we will end up at some points not requesting items at all, and at other points possibly requesting too many. So we need a way to have a constant flow of items on a timer. And I think that's going to be tricky. I think the only way to do that I'm aware of is to use a decoder. But that means that we'd only have 15 output items. Maybe I'm okay with that. So this would basically lock parts of the decoder. This is a tough one because you can't just have a single item in it like that. Wait. Actually, maybe you can. Maybe you can. All right. So follow me on this. This indicates whether an input item is available. So what if we had something like this where the output items were in here, but they get added to this based on those barrel recipe things I was saying earlier. So this, instead of being an indicator that something is enabled or disabled on the recipe side directly, it determines whether or not you can enable or disable a recipe by adding the thing into the dispenser before the round starts. Do we end up with the same problem there? Redstone on camera is hard. All right, I'm gonna try to build something and see how it goes. So we've got out of andesite. You know what? I need to not be shuffling without these. Okay. So we have another sorter. No, I want you to go up. Thank you. And this is why so many people don't like scaffolding. So back to this. So we have our filter block, or our blocker blocks. And then we have over here, let's say this one is chests, and we need, what, 41 of them? This one is iron ingots. Then the next one is those right there. And then way down at the bottom, we've got hoppers, which I don't have that many of. So this is telling it what item to request. And the dispenser thing that we did before would essentially be here. And I'm not going to do the whole thing, but yeah. So we would have one of these, one of these, one of these, and one of these. This is if we had all 4 of these recipes enabled, though. If we only wanted to enable certain ones, then we would only put these in here when we were ready for them. So, So how do we do that? So let me see. Here we've got the base items. This is actually a tough problem. Because it's easy to say, here's what I'm going to give you. This is just randomizing items. But for that one, we need to randomize them based on what's available. I think what we'll need is something to say... Oop, drop some stuff. Is something to say, if, for example, iron nuggets have been enabled. Yes. Yes, she is. I don't know what she did this time, but she is, in fact, the best. For those who don't know, Knight is my wife. And she does amazing things all the time. I just don't always know what they are. Where was I? So I need a way to only put things in the right order, and if something is enabled. Oh, with the avatar. Very nice. Yeah, she did mine as well. So for those who haven't seen it, this is me. But also, yep, it's a jacket. Where did I? I am a fan. Okay, so follow me on this. Let's say the output here is a pulse or something to another dropper, or includes a pulse to another dropper. And let's further say that this right here locks this hopper. So it have to be inverted. It's not what I was going for, thank you. Follows an olive. Immediately falls in a hole. That checks out. Let me tell you, my first Twitch series, I was on fire so much you would not believe. I really was. Okay, so I put this here. Nope, not that one. I put this here. Block there. And one of these here. Right, so now this hopper is locked. So even if I put one of these in there, it ends up in here instead of there. But let's say now I put this in there, which is the iron ingot that would be produced by the player. Okay, so now I put this in here. And oh, look. Where did it go? Oh, wait, I didn't actually trigger the thing. Ha! Yeah, it's in here. But it needs to trigger that. Okay, that's doable. Let's see. I was, in fact, in the nether, yes. No, I'd need to invert that twice, wouldn't I? That doesn't work. Phoenix, nice. Now, I'm going to be the first to admit this is probably not optimal in terms of space. Oh, wait, can't put it facing that direction. Thank you anyways. But that's okay. So... no, not that. There we go. So I've got the one item in there, right? And for the sake of this, we're going to hit the button. And yeah, it gave us wood because it's going to do that. This one is still fine. And then, aha, I heard it dispense. There's the item. Okay, this actually works pretty well. Because now, go here and reset. And when I do the reset, I can also put the item back in here with another sorting system. So it's going to be a lot of sorting in this particular game. There's probably a more efficient way to do it, but I'm happy with this at the moment, actually. So let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna say that. We put this in here, and then we put a chest in there. Break this. So now, the game is not started. We start the game. We start the game, and it triggers this, and it says you have to craft iron ingots. You beat round 1, and now you have to craft iron ingots and chests, right? We reset the game, and through a mechanism that's not here yet, these get put back in. But wait, there's more. Because this sorting system is not tileable for nothing. Oh, am I out of that? Come on, get... We will have to move this, but that's fine. The bad spot for it anyways. I do kind of like that, but the way it works is weird. Okay, now we need those. Nope, not that. Nope, not that. Close enough. Am I out of dispensers? Well, they're supposed to be droppers anyways. Did I use dispensers? No, I used droppers. Good. Okay. I don't know why I did that. I'm out of barrels. Come on, give me that. What? Oh, she caught it before I even saw. Because she's good. Okay. So, what can we... What else can we craft from planks that's interesting? I guess you could do trapdoors. Yeah. We'll do trapdoors. Why not? Thank you very much, Knight. All right, so we have now 2 of each of these in here. Because now we have dark oak planks here, iron nuggets here. We're going to need more of these. Yep, iron nuggets there, and another plank there. And I'll put this into more cohesive order later. But now we have chest, iron ingot. Oop, nope, okay. Iron block, and we're going to call this one dark oak trapdoor. So, watch this. First item is iron ingot. Second item is what is going on here? What happened? What happened? Very nice, Rose. I'm glad you're making good progress. This is why we test. Okay. Now, what else did I get wrong? Okay, I think that's it. So let's put that nugget back. Now, as I was saying, second round, you get... You get... What now? Okay, spit out the nugget again. 42. Oh. Ah. My fault. I didn't prime these two. I also didn't put the toppers, but you know, that's a different thing. All right. Third time's a charm. Second round you get iron blocks. Third round you get chests. Fourth round you get trapdoors. Haha! Victory! Nope, only one. Very important to have only one, in fact. So yeah, that I think is a working system. Now, there's still an additional piece here, which is when you have ingots and chests, that needs to enable another item. And you only have to do that once, fortunately. So probably what I'll do is I'll just have an AND gate coming off of those two so that when both of them have been triggered, they will automatically put the hopper item into the dispenser. And then we'll have comparators coming off of these. I didn't do the reset. I think it's probably alright without the... Oh, it's not. There. Oops. Fragile floor. There. And I'll go ahead and do that. Right, so, as I was saying, I'll put an AND gate off of it somewhere so that it can put the hopper in there. And I will put a comparator off of it somewhere to know that it needs to give those particular items. And I think that's all I can get done today. Less dedication, more pressure. That you said you'd send them out Thursday. Hey, that could be a good type of pressure, you know, depending on your point of view. You can go there. You have a spot now. Gonna clear out my inventory because I can do that now. In fact, I'm going to clear this out too. Look at how organized I am. And while we're at it, we're going to put some of these in here because I know I'm going to accidentally throw them in at some point. Then we retrieve our stuff. Okay. I don't know exactly how I feel about the shelves, but they are really neat. About using them, I mean. Okay. Right, so that, I think, is a really huge step forward. I am happy with that. It's going to be a lot of single item sorting systems, which is going to make the system bulky. But that just tells me what I already knew, which is I need a really big space to put it. Now, I cleared out the ancient city so that I could have a non-spawnable place to put them. But, I mean, we've got a lot of open space that nobody is going to build in except for me. Ignore that, I'll fix it. It's from the storage system. But yeah, I'm happy with the progress. So can I... Yeah, I can call this done. I'm going to call it mostly done. Oh, wait, I have multi-step recipes as a different thing. Yeah. So that is, yeah. These are going to be the later things. So yeah, that's 2 things done already. And it's only been 1 stream. I am pleased with the progress here. Thought I might have ADHD, but the therapist said it's just trauma combined with mom brain. Oh, thank you very much. Might be your stair wall? I don't know what that means. Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, well, let me cut the recording there. So, yeah, I am very pleased with the progress. I thought that was going to take a lot longer than it did. So, we are going to just call it there. Quit while we're ahead. And let's see who is online. Anybody playing Minecraft? Let's see. Are the uptimes in minutes or hours? I think that's got to be hours. Most of these people have been on for a while now. I'm afraid I'm going to raid and it's just going to end. Okay. Let's raid over to JJ. So thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did. Sorry, YouTube. I can't raid with y'all, so y'all have a good week. But for everybody else,